this next conversation will be between you three, with me sort of jeering in through the window because I didn't play
Did you
this.
not play it?
I didn't
Which
get.
is surprising because you were the one who's most excited for this game.
Yeah, I didn't give a fuck, but even I played it.
What could it be? It's Exoprimal. So
We have Lost Planet sequel at home.
this game, I don't know if this game's good or not because I had on one side you started playing it first, Steve, and you were streaming it, and you were like, this game's fucking cool. I like this game. This might be really good. And then Will started coming out going like, yeah, this game's shit.
See, no, I played it and I was like, what I played seems good, but it was a nice taste. It depends how much of a taste this was. Was this like most of the meal that we're getting, or is this like a small snippet?
It's probably most of it, I imagine. I mean, what more can you possibly add that's not here?
Well, I'm not sure. It's like there's like one game mode that they had, and to give them credit, like it felt varied because you do different maps and there'd be different objectives every single time. But it was the one game mode they had was you play as a team of 5 mechs, and you're against another team of 5 mechs who you don't really interact with much. And you're kind of like time trial racing to kill like dinosaurs and do objectives, and occasionally you might be able to like one person might be able to turn into a dinosaur and go into the other team's like lobby and fuck with them. And then at the end you might have like a PvP section if your both teams are like up to date and stuff. And
this game is primarily a PvP game, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because that's what I think. A lot of people were confused going into this because they thought it was like some kind of PvE thing against dinosaurs, but to my understanding, it is a full-on. It's a team-based PvP game with a little bit of EE sprinkled in.
No, it is like I would say 70% PvE minimum.
Okay,
it's like competitive PvE. Like
yes,
this is how
that's what I was. Yeah.
It's like if you want, it's like a competitive speed running in a way. It feels like for the most part at the start,
right?
Because you're literally just racing to do objectives quicker.
Yeah, it's PvE, but the PvE is in service of PvP because the whole game is you ending in a showdown of some kind with a direct confrontation with the other team. It's just by getting there, doing the first bit faster, you will get some kind of advantage.
Okay. Will, talk me through from start to finish what a match looks like of this. Don't go crazy in depth, but just like what does a match look like of Exoprimal?
Okay, it's 5v5. You're all in a lobby together. You all pick out your team comp, which is really annoying, but we'll get to that later. You spawn into the match, and you are in a level, and you see ghosts of the other team, and they are doing the exact same thing that you are. Same, and there's like a bunch of different challenges. Normally, most of the game is portals will open and dinosaurs will pour out, and then at the top of the screen it will say you need to kill 100 velociraptors and 20 stealth alodons or whatever. I don't know. They just they go off the rails with dinosaurs almost immediately.
Made upasaurus.
So it doesn't matter. Yes. Made upasaurus, exactly. And you do that objective and then you move on to the next stage, and there's a ticker at the top which is like you are on stage 2 of 3 or 2 of 5. The enemy team is on stage 1 of 5, and you're like, cool, we're ahead. And then you do the final stage of this initial phase, and you get yanked out of your map, and you teleport to some kind of showdown arena where the same thing will happen. It's objective based, but now the enemy players are live and they're in the same place as you, and you can fuck with each other and shoot each other and stuff.
So does one team get to this arena first by doing the challenge?
Yeah.
So what's the advantage of getting there first if you have to fight each other to win?
It depends on the objective. Like sometimes it's a
push the payload.
Sometimes there's a push the payload. Sometimes it was collect these like seeds or something. I can't remember what they were. And it's like by getting there first, you can you push your payload further. You collect more seeds. And
okay. How odd. That's
I
really
will say,
weird.
though,
very odd.
You can like I'm not sure how, but like sometimes it would just be like one team gets a dinosaur spawned, and you can spawn in as a dinosaur into the other person's.
Yeah, there's kind of invasions.
Yeah, if you're behind.
Oh yeah,
it just gifts you ways to invade to try and slow down the people ahead.
And then also I found during my play session of it that like the ends like PvP section sometimes you would not just see the enemy team and you could just do the objective and it was just like a time
we had
trial.
that a couple times too.
And sometimes it was like very in your face, but like you could technically go and seek out the other team on all, or, in the final section, if you wanted to, you could go seek out the other team and go mess with them.
Yeah.
So you kind of got that balance of like, well, some of us should probably stay and do the objectives, some of us should go mess with the other team, and other times it was just like pure like, oh no, you need to PvP. You are basically just in an arena match at this point.
It sounds cool. I think it sounds weird, but it sounds cool. I think I should have played it. I think I just didn't get around to checking it out because it's the fact it's on Game Pass, so I'll be playing it anyway. When it comes out.
Of the three of us that played it, I'm pretty sure I came away liking the game the most.
Yeah.
I was okay with it. Like, I'm like, it's not worth £50, but I'm like, it's a decent Game Pass game.
I think the problem is it's a £50 game in a genre that's kind of niche, in an IP that's like brand new from a company that's known for like shuttering multiplayer only games. When they don't,
I think
well.
That's the weird thing is like looking at this. Capcom have been on a winning streak now for quite a while, right? But they haven't really like most of that's been pre-existing franchises. I think that they've been able to like re-bolster. I can't remember what was the last new thing they did of this size. Like a proper full release.
Yeah.
I hope it doesn't like because the last thing I want is I don't want it to fall on its face completely and they just never try it again because just like look at this art now, it's the goofiest shit, and I think that's why Sam likes it as much as well because it's just like
I'll easily can say why I like it, and it's because it just feels good to play.
Right.
For me, it could have been the characters I was playing. I think I very quickly identified the most broken character.
Yeah.
I did play a fair amount of healer as well and tried some tanks. But, like, it's kind of got that Overwatch thing where, you've got very limited abilities, so you're just left-clicking a lot and then using your abilities at opportune moments or on cooldown. But they do feel somewhat high impact.
Yeah.
And I personally love horde games anyway, so it's just kind of a great feeling to just murder plow your way through shit. And like the game runs so fucking smoothly. Like
it did run really good. It was really stable.
You get to a point and it's like kill 1,000 dinosaurs. And you're
that was the really impressive part. Yeah.
But it might be
there's these events that happen where it's then because every match is different and you'll be on it's not like Overwatch where you're on the payload map or you're on this map, it's like you'll be on a map and it's kind of like randomly generating each step of the PvE part. So it's like, so you'll be on, maybe there was like 4 or 5 maps, no, probably not even that, like two or 3 maps, something like that. And some of the events were there's one where it's like kill 1,000 dinosaurs, and it's like they just start literally like a wave pouring out of like
World War Z.
Literally like World War Z. It is. And I'm like, and there's no slowdown or anything, and it's like this is happening to us, this is happening to the enemy team. There's 5 of us witnessing this, like, and everybody's throwing like physics skills, like this people who are like throwing grenades that like kind of lift all the dinosaurs up and stuff, and it's like I'm like, how this is so fucking impressive. But that was like the one thing I really liked about it. I was kind of middling on everything else.
That, and he liked playing the sniper when there was the flying person.
Oh yeah, but that's another thing. That was my biggest problem with the game is they're doing this PvE VP, right? Which I feel like is a really tough kind of genre to crack because it's like PvE people don't give a fuck about PvP and PvP people don't give a fuck about PvE, and it's like I feel like by just separating them almost with a knife,
it's like a clean divide.
It's like I feel like
you've done your PvE, now do PvP, and then 3 out of 5 team members in your team just DC.
It's DC because they can't be bothered, and that's exactly what it felt like. Was by the end of the time I was playing with Sam and Matt,
Yeah.
I was having a good time, but the PvE part I was completely checked out of. I just didn't. It didn't matter. It absolutely didn't matter. Because it's like you get to the end and it's like, oh, the enemy team got here 30 seconds before you, and it's like, cool, we'll just kill them over and over again until we do our objective.
That was why.
Like,
that was why
it
I
happened
asked.
a bunch of times.
That's why I asked, like, what's the advantage to like getting there earlier or later? It feels like maybe these two elements aren't married together as well as they could be. Like bolster up the invasions a bit more, maybe, or have more PvE elements in that final fight or something, or.
Because it depends what mission you get at the end.
Yeah.
Because I've had enough missions at the end where there is no PvP. You're just too far ahead. The game is over.
Right.
But then that's
so
no fun for the PvP people.
Yeah, but
then I also think that
they've been told all their life, get good.
But I will say they said that this was one game mode in this, and they said that the live game is going to have more game modes, so there might be a bit more PvP focused ones and stuff. We will have to see.
If there's
that's the
enough
thing I'm
people
worried about. Yeah, is they're going to split their player base if they do a PvE only mode and a PvP only mode.
It's okay. I'm going to make not like a hard read, but just like an idea that I'm going to throw out there. There do exist games now that are full price releases, 50, 60 quid, whatever, but that is not the way you're supposed to play them. The first one that comes to mind is like Gears of War 5, when that came out, and it was like full price, but it was on like Game Pass and stuff, and it was like you kind of overlooked all the cash shop stuff in it. That was kind of gross because you played it on Game Pass and it was like cheaper subscription. But there were people that bought it like on Steam for 50 quid, and it's kind of like, ugh. Maybe the fact this is on Game Pass, maybe like, again, really hard read. It might be like a PlayStation Plus game shortly after launch or something.
I just feel like you cannot launch a multiplayer only game like this in 2023 for £50. I think you just can't do it.
The reason why I'm saying these things is because I completely agree with you, and I'm trying to somehow work it out in my brain.
It's
why they would think that.
It's like such a bad decision that you got to think like, is Capcom high over there? What are they doing? Like, it's such a bad decision.
What game would Capcom release that costs less than that amount?
What do you mean? Just like,
what do you mean?
Like, why would a game released by Capcom cost less than £50?
They make like Mega Man games and stuff that are like 10, 20 quid. Not for a while, but they have. They make a handful of little things here and there, don't they?
I don't know.
Do they?
I think.
If you can prove me wrong, I'll accept that.
But is Capcom like a prestigious enough studio that they can be like £50? Yes. Like, they're not Nintendo.
Capcom games. I just want like a.
They've made a lot of shit.
I just want a list of all the stuff they've made in chronological order.
We're going deep.
Isn't it Resident Evil and Street Fighter?
I think we care more about Exoprimal than anyone else.
Than Capcom does.
The Capcom does. I just think it's ludicrous. I think this should be free to play, or at best, like a tenner, like a 10, 15 quid.
No,
do you not think? I don't think there's more than like
to accept
2
that I may be
evenings fun in this game.
But I think it is such wishful thinking to think that every game that comes out now is going to be free to play or cheap.
Okay, I know that's like a tough sell, right? But I'm not saying this because I'm like, I demand a free dinosaur fighting game. Like, I'm saying this because if this comes out and it's in its current state and it's £50 with a battle pass where you have to unlock characters, no one is going to play this or buy it. Nobody.
It'll be a swift reminder to them that they're not invincible.
Yeah,
I haven't felt this way since Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite War.
I don't know. Maybe I'm completely wrong, but I feel like this isn't the kind of game where people. This isn't the next like PUBG. You know what I mean?
But I don't
Overwatch.
think it needs to be, right?
It needs to sell to somebody.
But it needs to sell, but it doesn't need to do
it's got
Overwatch
more
numbers.
than enough.
You reckon?
I think the price is high. The longevity might not be high. It
I'm
might be
worried
quite
about
low.
the longevity.
But
That's what I'm worried
But
about.
I think this game will probably make its money back, and that's it. Like,
I can see where Will's coming from though, because it's like you're paying 50 quid, like you kind of want a game that's going to last for a few years,
Right.
but like it doesn't have
Okay.
It's like
Without
I'm
the
gonna go into the
backbone.
store and there's Exoprimal and there's Diablo 4 right next to each other, and it's like which one am I picking up?
but
Not-
again,
not-
I don't
not
think.
specifically that, but like as an example.
But
like,
I don't think again the expectation of this probably internally is that they're going to sell millions and millions and millions of copies. I think this is probably a smaller project on a smaller budget for some reason with a higher price tag.
Why is it 50 quid?
I don't know, Will.
Because that's standard. 50 quid. I know it is a lot of money to us, but 50 quid for a video game is not a lot of money.
No, I think it also puts it. It means it can sit on a shelf next to other games and look like an actual product, right?
Okay, I kind of yes, but like a £50 multiplayer only game that's a brand new IP that's like I don't know. I feel like I'm taking crazy pills. I don't feel like anybody's gonna walk into a store and be like, "Oh, Exoprimal, fuck yeah, can't wait! I'm gonna pick this up for £50."
I think it's going to be
in 2023 of any if this came out like end of last year when there was no games, maybe, but like this is the month after the month, right? Where everything is coming out. June is so stacked. Who's gonna be waiting for
it's going to be. I want to wrap back around to this in like August, mid-August, when you either get the stories that are they either say what the fuck is going on with Exoprimal? Why is it sold 10 million copies? Or you get the story that's like
10 concurrent players.
What was that game even called? What was the Platinum Games one that we kept? Babylon Falls.
Babylon's Fall, yeah.
We're just like, oh yeah, the game came out and there's about 7 people playing.
But like maybe I'm just more accepting, but like I look at like Resident Evil 4, which Capcom are also releasing, 50 quid.
Yeah.
Okay, let me sell this to you another way. What does this kind of weird PvEVP genre, does this kind of remind you of Hood?
The difference being is I think personally, I think I'm far more invested into Capcom as a developer and publisher than you are. Will that I'm aimed at? I think I like this aesthetic. I think this looks really cool. I like the premise behind it, and also Capcom haven't made a bad game in a pretty long time. That enough will make me look at it and seriously consider buying it.
I think you're all crazy.
That's fine. That's absolutely fine.
I think this will be delayed.
That,
I think this is going to be delayed or quietly cancelled before it comes out.
Quietly cancelled? You're insane. This game's coming out.
Right, now I think you're insane.
Or maybe not cancelled, but I think it's going to be delayed.
The feedback from our beta was so bad, we're just going to get rid of it. Just put it in the bin.
Well, yeah, but like think about like I've forgotten the fucking name of it. Like, okay, Suicide Squad at least, right? It came out, everyone was like middling, and they were like, okay, well, we're just not.
No. That's the difference. There is they are expecting Suicide Squad to sell 10 million plus copies on week 1. I honestly think internally the expectations for
you think this is
Exoprimal,
like a Hail Mary.
Yes, that's a good way of putting it. I think it's like, here's a thing we've made. We have put money into making it. Obviously, games are expensive, but we are not expecting to compete with Overwatch, Fortnite, other big, shooters in the market. I think if they're thinking that internally, then they are insane, because that's obviously not going to happen unless some weird.
I don't think people make financial. I don't think Capcom, that has a lot of what's the word, fiduciary responsibilities. I don't think they make decisions like that. I don't think they make a decision.
No. I don't think.
Fucking put it out 50 quid. Let's see if it makes any fucking money. Who cares?
I think the one thing that keeps looping back to, which I do think is odd, is the price tag. I do honestly think that is crazy.
See, I don't. It's just standard.
No, not
if anything,
not
anymore.
Not anymore.
Multiplayer only games, not in 2023.
I'm with Will here. Not anymore. Not for a multiplayer only game.
If Overwatch can't charge 50 quid, this sure as shit can.
I would have thought this game, if 25 quid would be like about where I would
Like the
expect it to
limit,
be.
yeah.
It's free to play, if I'm being honest.
I mean, free, yes,
Well,
it
free
should
to
be
play,
free to
yeah,
play,
but like Capcom are going to push it, aren't they?
It's tricky though, because before it's like you still don't really know what's in it as a full price game, right? If they're promising more after the beta, if anything, the beta might have hurt it, right? Where it's like, well, if that's it, then I don't want to buy that. But it's like, well, there is more, maybe, I don't know. Yeah,
it's a weird one, but it's like we'll just have to wait and see to when it launches and how. It'll be interesting to watch.
I feel like we'll be talking about this for a few weeks after it comes out, just because of like I said,
it's fun.
It'll do really well, or it'll fall on its face. But either way, because it's on Game Pass, we'll be able to check it out. Because 50 quid, maybe not, but like an £8 sub for a month to play it for a few weekends with some friends.
I'm 100% going to play this day one when it comes to Game Pass, because I did have like fun with it, but I just I don't know.
I love how confusing, just how confusing this game is. It's just like you look at it, it's just like
it absolutely baffles me.
You just look at it. I'm looking at it now. It's like, what? Oh, what are you trying to do? What are you?
What's this Avengers ass poster
why are you 50
with a bunch
quid?
of raptors in the background? What is it?
Why is an evil AI making me fight dinosaurs? But that for me, it's just like Capcom, fucking weirdos, aren't you? making weird shit. Same people that make Dante do Michael Jackson dances halfway through Devil May Cry for no reason. Just like, fuck it, why not? Screw it, just do it. Talking about this now, I wish I played it. I should have played this. I'm annoyed that I missed it.
It would have been really fun for you to weigh in on this. Yeah.
But,
are they doing more beta for this, or is that it?
No, they're cancelling it.
It'll get delayed. Here's my big brain. If it gets delayed by this time next week, you will owe me dinner or something.
Okay, yeah. I'll buy you dinner if this is cancelled. By next Wednesday.
The game ran perfectly fine enough that I don't see what it would get delayed for.
Yeah, I think that.
Oh yeah, that's why I'm confident to buy Will dinner if it gets cancelled or not delayed.
I'm filling out the survey right now and I'm saying delay this right now.
Please, I want a pizza.